Hello everybody, my name is Ace. We're going to be starting an expedition, a Nullsec solo expedition in Tengu. This ship right here was gifted to me by my good friend Augmented. It is a Tech 2 fitted Tengu. I've never actually flown a Tengu before, so right here when we undock, it'll be the first time I've ever undocked in a Tengu before. And the thing I really like about these T3 cruisers is that they're just so versatile. You can do so much with them. Look, you got 600 DPS with the range torpedoes. 27 kilometers is decent for range torpedoes, combat scanner probes, and a covert ops cloaking device, as well as the good tank, as you can see here. And we can optimize the range to be even more with the missile range script right here if we really wanted to. And we've got some decent speed as well. Okay, not the most amazing speed, but 600 meters a second with an afterburner. I still consider that to be decent speed. This ship right here also is something that I think looks pretty cool. I just really like the look of the wings it's got on this ship. I think it looks like a very cool looking ship. But we're going to be doing a little, or not so little, because I don't plan to do this whole journey in one day. I was thinking multiple days at least. But it's not going to be either something extremely big, many weeks or something, or might turn out to be, but I don't think it's maybe going to be I don't know, maybe a few days, something like that. So we're going to be then deciding to go to Nullsec, maybe even Low-sec, we'll see. Nullsec or low, primarily Nullsec, but might transition over to Low-sec if there are any Low-sec systems nearby. And we're going to go around and we're going to look for DED sites, and we're going to also have it so that if we find some people who are potentially we can attack, in Nullsec especially, because we don't get that very bad standing reduction, we might even sneak up on people and kill them. Or at least if it's the enemies of the Brave Empire, because that's the corporation I'm in. Because we've got the combat scanner probes here. They can be used to hunt down people pretty well. We've also got the Sisters core scanner probes if we were to look for the DED sites. So we're going to focus mainly on DED sites, and we'll see what we can come up with when we're in Nullsec. But I think this ship looks really cool. And iBat has called this ship here Camo content, because he and I have a big beef about camo skins, because I like the Garistas ships. And I like the fact that they've got camo on them, and he really hates camo. So to make a bit fun of me, he's given me a Tengu with a Glacial Augment skin, which is like a bit of a camo skin. So we're going to activate this and go with the Glacial Drift, or not Glacial Augment, Glacial Drift. Okay. Now we've got a bit of camo on our ship as well, so camo content Tengu, let's go. So first we need to actually get a filament, because a filament is very important when it comes to the Nullsec adventures, because we will need to have this way to just jump into Nullsec. So we'll see here what filament we need. I think it's the Needlejack one. It was a bit of time since I did this last. Needlejack. Signal. Is this the one we want to go to? This reported fully into the hands of numbers of outlaws designated or weighted by signal. Higher levels of activity. Okay, so if we want to go to a system with higher levels of activity, we'll go with the Needlejack one. Let's go with the signal one. This one, if we want to find a little bit of high activity. Okay, let's undock right here. We need to refit our clone, not refit, change clones. I think of the the pod as a refitting. We're going to swap our clones to a blank clone, because we don't want to run around with the expensive clone in Nullsec. It'll be very tragic if we were to lose it that way. Bubbles will just catch it and then just oh, goodbye 1 billion plus ISK. I'll jump to perimeter. Could put the sisters or the core scanner ones initially, and we can put the different tank modules like this, the application module right there. We can put the cloaking device here. We can even go with a bit of covert ops style like this. Look, we can cloak while we're warping. Really cool. Oh, I wonder what kind of space it'll pop us in. Depending on that, we can choose the right ammunition type. And Tengu is not really that good for high-sec exploration, because it's not allowed into that many sites. At least I don't think it's allowed in the 3 out of 10s, maybe the 4 out of 10s, but even that I'm not 100% sure. Definitely not the 3 out of 10s. It's maybe it is not allowed in the 3 out of 10s, or it could be allowed, but the main thing is that it's a lock time is very slow. It's a lot better to go with other stuff, and it's just way too much DPS, so you don't need that DPS. You just need lock time and mobility really for high sec. Okay, let's do a dock at the free clone bay right here in Varicella Cartography. Activate Covert Ops cloaking device. this Stellar cartography, the citadel we've got here in Nullsec is pretty cool because you can just switch clones without having to pay anything at all. Completely nothing. Only thing is there's always a risk that you have this clone bay, because what if someone destroys it? But this clone bay has existed for a couple of, or even 3 years, very long time at least. No, it's never been touched, so I trust this clone bay a lot. But I don't keep valuable clones here for an extensive period of time for that. If I were to like log off, I would log off in the expensive clone, or I would log off in expensive clone in a different station or a station that can't be destroyed, like a non-citadel. Okay, so we'll leave here. We've got, as you can see, a bunch of impairs because I use this station pretty regularly. Augmentations, jump clone, and then we can just jump here. Well, there's actually a clone here with Deadeye rapid light missiles. Do we need this? Nah, we could maybe. Rapid launch, we can maybe go with that. It gives us a bit of DPS increase. Just the light missile one is a bit useless. But it's alright. I used this implant previously, or implant set, for Jackdaws. I think it was in the best, or maybe even Hawks. It must have been Hawks actually, because it's got a CPU implant. Because I used the CPU implant in one of my old Hawk fits a long time ago. Okay, so we'll go here and look at our DPS. 675 DPS, a little bit less DPS because the previous pod I used had very good missile implants. These are like 3% implants, they're not as good. Okay, we can undock right here. We can go to Abyssal Launch Site because this is where like it's just in the middle of space. We can use our needlejack filament to go in there and get everything done. Okay, so I'm just double checking that the implants are out. As you can see here, we've got just the basic ones. Now let's get into Nullsec. Hopefully this will be fun. Hopefully we do not get popped. I think it's less likely we'll get popped like right here compared to like before when we're in a wolf. Because we've got decent DPS, decent tank, and we'll be able to get the jump on people with the combat scanner probes and the cloaking device if we were to ever encounter some enemies. Double click in space. We've also got these hardeners right here, iBad packed. We can use to refit with the mobile depots. That's pretty cool. Needlejack. And we'll also have to make a fleet, obviously. obviously. It's always like that with these filaments. You have to make a fleet. You have to wait until the session time has changed right there. This little ring or circle right here. There we go. Activate filament. I'll keep an eye on local. Ooh, there's a lot of activity right here. Cloak up. That's a lot of people right here. What kind of corporation is this? Army of Mango Alliance. Ooh, this is the Chinese alliance, actually. I wonder what kind of people we've got here. We've got Praxis, Hecate, Cerberus. Okay. Let's take a look on Dotland, because we can use Dotland to get some idea of what's going on in the area. Dotland, go here. What we can do is just type, like, I think we can just Control C, Control V. Nah, never mind. R A R. Let's see. There we go. Like that. Okay, we can check now if we wanted, like, say we wanted to hunt some people, we could look for NPCs killed. Look where there's a lot of NPCs being killed, because then it can give you an idea of if there's a lot of, like, you know, ratting going on. You can see that these end systems, they have a lot. H Y H Y M. We could try going there actually. This one right here. A few jumps away. We can try going there, see if we can find anything. And if we don't find anything, at least we can do some combat scan, or like core probe scanners. We can find the
warp drive active.
The DED sites maybe. We'll see. There's a Ragnarok Titan on the scan. Pretty intimidating to see. Like, I wonder if we were to find some bots here, because I know that at least on the Evoline Reddit, a lot of people like post about how they're these like Chinese botting alliances. I don't know. I don't think these Army of Mango guys do this, but I've just heard a lot of people saying that it's going a lot on botting in these regions of spaces. So it would perhaps make it easier for us to find them if there are potentially bots around. Or maybe it might make it harder because bots move or undock at the slightest sign of danger. To warp here. And keep an eye on the D-scan while we're moving around. D-scan? D-scan. Because Zach, the YouTuber Zach, he really likes to hunt Ishtars. It'd be kind of fun if we were to find an Ishtar. Just blap him down. I'm curious actually, what is the resist profile of the Ishtar? Because I think explosive is the lowest one. But it might have some other ones that are low. If it's a shield one, it's definitely EM. Oh, kinetic is really bad. EM. So we're pretty much just going to want to go for EM here. Yeah, because EM is good for shield Ishtars and also good for armor Ishtars. Interesting to see. I would have thought like something else. Maybe kinetic would be the second or highest one, but the resist profiles of many of these like Tech 2 ships are atypical, not very typical at all. Okay. There's a shuttle right there. What is he doing? I wonder if we could just pop him. You know what, we can try. I wonder if... Nah, never mind. Now I'm being talking to my rats, unfortunately. So there doesn't seem to be anyone here. We could launch the core scanner probes. Because it seems like there's a cosmic signature here. Warp within a planet at 100. And then we can just scan here. Heron, okay. There's a fleet, it seems. Reactor. Might have been a scout, those other people. Let's see if we can find a deal combat site. Let's see now, what is this combat site we've got right here? Can maybe run that. See if we can get some dank loot. Be fun to see what we could get from a combat site in Nullsec and a Tengu. Never done it before. See now, Independence. I don't think it's a good site because I've seen this many times before as a site when I've been scanning. Let's see now, what is it? Doesn't seem to be that great. It seems to be some form of rogue drone site that doesn't seem that interesting. Apotheosis, Heron, Velator. Warp here to SN9. Wukong, that's actually a champion from League of Legends. Wukong. Clear the chat here a little bit so we can get updated. Cloaky cloak. Look at the Cloaky Tengu. Very mysterious. Well, we don't have a warp disruptor or warp scrambler, so this is made mainly for PvE. I'm thinking more like we could just get some people off guard, perhaps. Another cosmic signature, okay. Can scan this one down, see if there's anything here. Maybe make this a bit bigger, it'll look a bit nice to see the map in its full glory. Okay, this doesn't seem to be as easy to scan down as that Independence. Might be something a bit better. Ooh, that's a lot of NPCs right there. That's a lot of NPCs for just being at one gate. Pretty brutal fleet the Sancha have got going on. And this is perfect because we've got the EM missiles that would be good for the Sancha. I think a 6 out of 10 DED site would be very good. Combat site, okay. Level 2. Wonder what that could be. I've never done combat site hunting like this in Nullsec before. I'll just say that. It's a very, like, new thing for me. Not at all something I'm used to. Okay, what is this? Sancha Military Operational Complex. Okay, listen. What is this? Oh, this is a DED site. It's a 7 out of 10 though. And many people say the 7 out of 10s are pretty crap. Let's try doing it anyway. I'm quite curious if we would be able to survive. Maybe we would be able to survive. Okay, probably with the... Well, actually, I think the precision will be good. You can see now what we've got initially. We've got battleships. It's pretty much just battleships, so it might be actually better just go with the range. We can try with the precision first, see how it is. Core scanner probes. We can recall these. Slash, okay. And precision might be good as well in case we were to encounter PvP. Because then we have good application to this small stuff. Jump in here. Activate all our resistance modules. Hopefully we do not go pop. Because they do EM, the Sancha, and I mean, we do not want to mess around with the EM resist on the Tengu. It's not that good. We've got this EM Hardener, which is great, but might be even better to just go with a dedicated EM hardener. We'll see here. I want to see how that speed tank goes. We might be able to just hover around here and sort of make our way in a circle. Let's see now. Lock up all these guys. Speed tanking will be a big thing here. What is our range? 25 kilometers. Okay, let's go. Let's start this. Let's do this. Is our shield boosting alright? Okay, it seems like we're getting some decent amount of shield boosting. And the application is pretty good too. With rage torpedoes as well. It's pretty good to see. We're taking, it seems like, full DPS as well, or like full aggro. And we're able to tank as well pretty decently. I'm pretty happy about that. Basic Tengu is able to do this. That seems to be good. Hopefully it's the same case in the next rooms. Oh, first pocket. There's 5 pockets right here. This is a pretty extensive DED complex, it seems. We will get at least a lot of bounties from this. Centatus Spectre. Centers Overlord. We can then move up here. I'll lock up these guys next. Let's keep an eye on the D-scan. I'm surprised how good the rage applies. Usually I'm so used to rage torpedoes or rage heavy assault missiles being applying really badly, but they seem to apply actually very good right here. Yeah, the Tengu is really actually a good ship. It seems really nice with how good it applies. We've got the Covert cloaking device and everything. It's like a really multi-purpose ship right here, and it looks really cool as well. Or at least in my opinion. Oh, look at that 2-shot, that guy. That's so good. Okay, there's the one battleship over here. We can move towards these 2 guys over here and sort of keep in range of this Overlord so he doesn't go out of range. The Center's Overlord, I think, has got some good resist because he wasn't doing so much damage. Oh, 46%. Yeah, it is doing getting good application at least. Let's see now. We can put the range script. I think we need a bit of range right here because it's a bit annoying to have to wait a bit of the time to get in range. So we'll do like this. What is our range? 31 kilometers. Yeah, and we're still getting perfect application to these battleships because there's no problem there. Really big bulky ships. There's 2 battleships over there. And there's this whole big massive group below. We'll try to make our way towards these guys over here. We're cap stable by quite a big margin as well. But 8.4 gigajoules to spare, and there's not really much neuting going on in these kind of sites. Well, hopefully there won't be. At least I can't remember this Antra doing a whole lot of newts in the Nullsec region of space. In the Abyss, however, it's a different story, but we're not in the Abyss. We're in Nullsec. Gonna maybe lock up some destroyers. Get a bit of them destroyed so we can just forget about them. They're not that fast, 200 meters a second. And we don't need to descan because there's nobody in local chat here.
Our module has run out of charges.
We might need a lot of ammunition type actually. Because look at that, we've got like already gone through a whole clip, and this is like a big DED site as well. And these battleships seem to be taking a lot of artillery to get through. They're getting some bigger hits now that we're in the structure though. Center's Overlord. It probably would be better to go with a bit more DPS fit, because I think you can increase the DPS of the Tengu if you fit the subsystems a little bit differently. But then I think we'll remove some of the applications it's got, like the Covert Ops or something like that, the combat scanner probes. We've got more like an all-round type of fit right here, but the tank is still good. Just maybe the DPS could be a bit higher. I mean, 675 DPS is applied decently. It's still not that bad, but it could be better. We go for these battle crews. They seem to all be pretty close. Where's this battleship I'm shooting? There he is. We'll go towards him because we don't want to get out of range. 32, 33, and we need to get a bit closer. A bit closer, Tengu. I wonder if they've like noticed or paid a lot of attention to me, because like the way it works in Nullsec, you have these, these intel channels where as soon as someone sees someone, they just report, "Oh, look at this guy, AC Facey, he's here, watch out," or something. I wonder what people are saying about me, or if they even cared. I know at least when I was in Nullsec previously, as soon as you see a little bit of activity, like some new player, then you're just like, oh, look at that, there's a guy here, be careful guys, be careful. They just completely ignore it. It's like, we know this AC-facey guy, he's just a PvE care bear, he won't do anything to us. We'll wreck him really easily. Okay, Sentio Cannibal. So they're all like accumulating towards us. Pretty interesting pattern we've got going on right here. Move a little bit towards this direction. All the destroyers are in range, it's nice. Any of you guys who do DED sites in a Tengu, what kind of DED sites do you guys do? What's your like favorite one to do? I'm quite curious because I'm very new to the, as you can tell, to the Tech 3 Cruiser DED site game. Like this is the first time I'm ever flying a Tengu, and let alone doing DED sites in one. I mean, are there any optimal ones? I know the 6 out of 10 DED sites tend to be seen as very good sites because of how easy they are and how much good loot they can give.
A module has run out of charges.
I'm not very experienced with them, especially doing them in a Tech 3 Cruiser. Like, what's a good site that you can take advantage of the Tengu's capabilities with? I have seen some people, they have been doing a 10 out of 10s in fact with the Tengu. But I think it's almost better to just use a battleship there. 10 out of 10s are very meaty, a lot of stuff to get through. So it's just, I think it's good to have a lot of DPS there. And I have, however, done a 10 out of 10 before in a Rattlesnake, and I was just thinking, it went pretty slowly and I had more DPS than we've got now. If we were using this DPS in a 10 out of 10, it would have gone even slower. It took me like an hour to get through it. I was not in a good DPS fit Rattlesnake, but it was still more DPS than this. It was in an MJD Rattlesnake, using MJD to kite a lot. Let's see, battleships nearby. Yeah, we just need the range. We're applying so good without even using any precision script that we're just going to stick with the range, actually. So good, it seems. And we could obviously get a lot better stats out of this with like different subsystems that are more focusing on combat. We've got a lot of capabilities with these subsystems right here, but we could get more DPS. Could maybe get even a lot better stats just in general with a bit more bling. We've not using very minimal bling right here. That's also one thing I like about this ship. It's not expensive. Like anything below 500 million, I think, is a good price for a ship. When it goes above that, it just feels like a bit too expensive right there, or like for doing anything risky in it. This is a really nice price, in my opinion, as well. Look at those guys right there. I think they're trying to kite because it looks like they're pretty far away. No, they're like orbiting me, I think, at this range. There we go, popped. How much ammunition have we got left? Oh, we're going through our ammunition at a pretty fast rate. Okay, this is a big meaty way. Oh, this seems to be pretty meaty as well in the second pocket. Here is pretty meaty, and here is pretty meaty as well. Ooh. I wonder if we should even try this, because this just seems like it's just way too much time for how much potential loot you can get, because I don't think you can get Center C-type modules. Center C-type, that's not so good, right? I think this is why a lot of people say the 7 out of 10 DED site's not that great. At least that's what some people have been telling me. Like when I used to do sites in Nullsec a long time ago, and I remember I said like, "Oh wow, look, I got a 7 out of 10 DED site." I would never run them, but there was like this thing in our corp where we would sell the bookmarks to each other, and I was just like, wow, look, I've got this 7 out of 10. Anyone want to buy? And there's no one wanted it because it's just, everyone said it's just a waste of time. And now I can sort of see why. The only reason I could see you wanting to do this is because you could get a lot of bounties. Because there seems to be a lot of ships that you get through. If you had a very effective ship like a Marauder that could just take these guys out very quickly, it would give you a good amount of bounty. So I can see that being a benefit of doing this site right here. D-scan a little bit. Oh, we need a bit bigger D-scan. Core scanner probes on the... Someone in the core scanner probes. Oof. Might be another Tech 3 cruiser. I'm gonna be a little bit careful right here. Keep an eye on the D-scan. Because they're getting close. You can see they're getting close. If we make like the short scan, we can sort of see that they are like if they're getting closer. Yeah, look, they're getting closer. He's scanning this down, this guy right here. Now if he's going to warp, that's a different thing. You can see by if we just keep scanning, he'll have to decloak when he uses the acceleration gate. Or I think he will, at least. Will he? Because when you warp here, you get like You're very close to the acceleration gate. Anathema, okay. Never mind, yeah. An Anathema is not going to do anything. Or hopefully it won't. Unless it's like some kind of tackle. I have once got destroyed by an Anathema and an EOS in a wormhole. And I magnate. The EOS and the Anathema caught me and just wrecked my face. My little magnet stood no chance. Absolutely destroyed. The Anathema there had rockets on it, I think. It was just like obliterating with the missiles, and then the EOS came a little bit later. Like it took me a little bit of like time for it to get in range because it has the blasters. Then it was game over when that EOS came in range because the EOS does a lot of damage. It's like a Tech 2 catalyst, you could say. It's got some crazy blaster bonuses on it. It's this one right here. EOS. This one right here. No, not EOS. No, what is the... It's the interdiction cruiser of the Galenta. The interdiction destroyer. The Eris, that's the ship right here. This is what got me when I was in a magnet. Looks a lot like a catalyst, as you can see right there. Let's take out the Dark Lord. I wonder if a 6 out of 10 could be a possibility right here if we were to farm some of the rally points. Because rally points would be nice. You get some 6 out of 10 escalations. That could be an option. We could maybe even try doing that if we could find some. I think you mostly find them in low-sec though. But perhaps you could find them in null-sec too. I think you can find them in null-sec, but I think you find them more in low-sec. I'm not 100% sure if you find them more or less in either region of space. Center's Dark Lord. Like, they sound very epic, these names of these battleships right here, or these NPCs, and then you just destroy them like as if they're absolutely nothing. It's just quite fun sometimes. The Dark Lord. The Center's Dark Lord. And we're just knocking them out like as if it's absolutely nothing. Okay, we'll move towards this guy right here because he's pulling some serious range with 69 kilometers. Okay, let's shoot this Dark Lord over here. Just destroy him. At least the tank was pretty good. I mean, we were tanking. It was going down a little bit in the beginning, but our active tank with this large shield booster too is pretty potent. I think the Tengu also gets a bonus to shield boosting capabilities as well. 118 HP per second with almost 70% resists across the board, apart from the EM, which is actually the most important one, funny enough. It would be nice to have actually a bit more EM heavy assault missiles than instead of kinetic. Kinetic is a bit useless right here. I mean, it wouldn't be useless, we would still use it. Just that you see the resist profile here, 67% kinetic, 47% EM. A lot better with the kinetic. Let's see now. What does the Tengu get a DPS bonus to kinetic? Because often that's the... Oh yeah, it does actually. Look at that. I didn't know that. The Tengu gets a DPS bonus to the kinetic missiles. We'll see if we can actually do some more damage right here. Because we're getting 800 DPS or 800 damage shots. Might be a little bit more damage with these rage torpedoes right here. Because the thing is with Caldari ships, often they are bound to kinetic missiles. The thing is to like balance it out a little bit because of how missiles can use many different damage types. So we'll see. What is our hits going to be? Oh, no, that does not look good. 632. Let's see now in the armor. What is it? Oh no, that is actually... No, this is very bad. 600 damage is a lot less. We were doing 800 before, I think. It would probably be best that we go to some kind of Garista space. We could maybe make our way towards a Garista space if there is any nearby. Impasse, Stain. Almost with the drones. Wonder where our journey will take us. Okay, we'll go to this acceleration gate right here. Okay, there are some people in the system right now. Now I can see we're doing a lot more damage when it comes to the structure because there's no resistance at all, so just brute force DPS is the most important thing right here. Gamma, okay. Let's go to the next room, see what this looks like, but I have a feeling that it might not be worth to just do this whole site because it's just taking so much time. See what we can find. And I don't want to use up all my EM missiles because they could be useful in the PvP situation. I want to use the EM missiles. So I'm going to try to use my kinetic missiles as much as I can. They're not the most optimal though in this situation. Scanning to scan. Operator. There's some transport going on over here. Those things are really tanky. Those operators, they're no joke. No joke in terms of the tank. Some debris. You see that debris right there? It's just floating around. Look at that tick right there. Nice tick. 6 million-esque tick. That was a really bad tick right there. Jumpity jump. Jumpity jump. But this would probably be most optimal, or definitely would be most optimal for Serpentis or Garistis space, the Tengu. Because then you get that nice DPS buff.
Warp drive active.
Turn off the Afterburner. And let's go to the next room, see what this looks like. But it seems like we've got a lot of... there's a lot of meat to chew through right here. And last wave, okay, we can maybe just focus on the boss. But there's this pocket, and this pocket. You know what? I'm thinking like this. We give this a bit of a break right here. This Sanchez military complex. And we'll go here and like travel around this system. Just see what else is here. We might do this like at a later point in time. But I feel like this is just going to take too much time right here. We're going to spend this, like, I can at least say, like, almost maybe up to 2 hours or something like that because of how slow this is going right here. And especially since the loot is not that great, I don't think it's worth it. We'll go and continue our search for something more interesting. But this seems to be a pretty like common trade route, or not trade route, but like a transport route for this Army of Mango Alliance, because we can see a lot of the octors going in and out. And I'm curious just what is going on in this HMY octors right there. Okay. Covert looking device. You might be able to do a quick scan right here. See if there's anything interesting. Oh, something I should have actually packed is a relic and data analyzer. I could use that to like refit. So okay, now we're going to do a bit of relic sites. Might be quite fun. Okay, we've got the Augmented there on the scan. Is he on the gate though? Let's see. Doesn't seem like he's on the gate. Oh, there he is. Never mind. He was on the gate. I don't think it's a good idea to go for him because he's just going to tank so much. Probably he's going to out DPS us. Level 2 combat site. Let's see now what is in this level 2 combat site right here. I'm guessing it's another 7 out of 10. Let's see what is in there. We can activate our tank modules right here. Don't want to get annihilated by the gate rats. What is this? Sancho Military Operations Complex. Yep, this is like before. No one can bother to do them, it seems like, because it just takes so much time. Now, if they were to give, say, like A-type modules, then might be worth it, but with what you've got here, it doesn't seem to be worth it. Okay, we've got some more. Let's see now. Sancha Port. I think these Sancha Ports, they can actually escalate. Let's see now. Sancha Port. Military Operations Complex. Never mind. Not what we want. But there's a Sancha Rally Point, though. Sancha... Wait, what's the difference here? Sancha's Rally Point and a Sancha Rally Point. What is the difference right here? Okay, we'll warp to 0 here and just continue our scanning. See if we can find anything interesting. Use the Covert Cloaking device. There's a lot of anomalies though, so later we could like go through these rally points, see if we can find at least a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10s would be nice because they don't take too long and they can give really, really nice A-type modules as well. They can give, I think it's like a A-type multispectrum coating or an giant's membrane, something like that, worth a ton of ISK. So hopefully we'll get some decent amount of bling from that if we were to find this one. Might even find one here, who knows? There's 3 cosmic signatures in the system. Big system though, 61 AU between gates. Combat site here, level 1, probably nothing good. All these level 1 combat sites seem to be pretty bad. Can like hug the gate, so if there were to come some hostile spaceships here, then we would at least be able to like just jump through the gate. What is this? Sancho War Supply Complex. Okay, what is that? Sancho War Supply Complex. This is a DED 6 out of 10, my guys. We have found a DED 6 out of 10. Oh, yes. Yes, we found a 6 out of 10. Guys, we've been going around for quite a long time now, so I'm going to have to take a bit of a break. But next time, we will be running the 6 out of 10. If no one gets this before my break is over. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video right here. Tengu in a bit of a Null-sec adventure. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.